Hey, I'm ElusiveKev, and welcome back to MotoGP 17 and the Manager Career. Because here we are in Spain for the second time around the Circuit de Barcelona-Catalunya. A kind circuit to McDonald in the past, so hoping to keep up that form, as well as McDonald's form in MotoGP in the first third of the season, right up there. Same for the Flying Finn, we didn't expect that. They've been very strong, such as the Elusive team. They're battling for the top 3 in the championship against the factory outfits. Fantastic. Let's see what we can do around this circuit, which is pretty technical. Got some long radius corners. As you can see, also got a long straight. Goes mostly around how the bike handles around here. And this camera handles pretty decently. Let's see what we can do. Let's get on the power. Maybe don't want to be using all the curbing, it's like. You can see big chunky curves around here in Barcelona. Try and feed in that power smoothly. Only once, and we still got to learn on this MotoGP bike how to feed in that power. Oh, looking up the rear brake, is that? Go up the hill towards Campsa. Pearson corner. Not so much on a motorbike, third gear. Let's see, going uphill over a blind crest. Very tricky corner. Now we go to the F1 circuit. Can't wait to see the bikes back on the old configuration. Well, should be the normal configuration, but I understand for the cars it's a bit difficult to move some barriers back. But hopefully there's some good safe racing around here from next season onwards. Improve safety measures. Gotten the power hard out the final corner. 43.7 from Baz. McDonald's are 44.5. We've got to find a second on this second lap. These all braked a bit early into a couple of points, went a bit wide in a couple of corners, so definitely the time is there to see if we can string it together. And that's a better first set to a couple of tenths up on Baz. Now through the long right hand, you just got to pick your point of nailing that power. It's all middle on the Mark VDS machine, 43.4. Some markers being laid down here already in this session. But I don't think 43.4 is good enough. We have to be in the 42s maybe to get through, or even 41s. Let's see who's to go up the hill. Half a second up and middle, but he runs wide in the left-hander. Just about gets on the power of the Yamaha though. Really pushing it on this lap is McDonald. He has to if he wants to get a decent qualifying. Oh, 6 tenths faster again, going a bit wide. Despite these mistakes, still going faster than the Mark VDS. With Miller, got Baptista in front in one of his home rounds. And there might be Baz behind him or Hector Barbara. Again, another Spaniard in this field. Let's go through the chicane. Once again, battling that rear end. And out of the final corner, a bit smooth on the power. Not quite a 42, is it? It's a 42.7. That's more like it from McDonald. And with 10 minutes left in the session, is that good enough though? It's going to be touch and go, I feel, with that time. Let's find out. No, it's not. Look at that. Easily ahead of Folger on the Tech 3. So both satellite Yamahas make it for ahead of the Aprilia, Alicia Spargo, and the Pro Ducati of Scott Redding. And you've got Alvaro Baptista, Jack Miller, and Petrucci. Both Pro Ducatis not getting through. Bit surprised in the C. Got Lars Baz in 8, Alex Rins on the Suzuki down in 9, Tito Rabat, Hector Barbara, Carol Abraham, and Paul Spargo, Sam Lowe's and Bradley Smith, usual suspects right at the back. But let's see what McDonald can do in qualifying 2. So here we go, back for one more. lap in qualifying. One last go around this circuit. As you saw, even on our fastest out there, a bit out in pace, out braked ourselves to get the bottom of the hill and into the hairpin at the end of the back straight. So, McDonald's, they've got to aim for 41 to be right up there in qualifying and on the grid. And of course, that make the race much easier. Something McDonald would like after the last round. So let's see what we can do. Let's get hard on the power, reach over 200 miles per hour down this front stretch. Just about hitting 210 going into the first corner. And that's pretty nice, that's smooth, that's what we like. And going into the right hander, dab the brakes, then just picking your point and hit that power. Looks like it's now for McDonald. Down to second. Never really quite hit that apex. But as long as you smooth out of it. All about the flow around this circuit. More than most circuits. This is a wonderful circuit to ride and drive around. You get in the rhythm as McDonald goes wide. He's messed up on his qualifying lap. He's down. He's eaten dirt. He's qualifying 12th. So let's see what our teammate is going to be doing then. So of course he's in the top 12 and he's going to be on the third row, and it's like leading ahead of Andrea Iannone on the Suzuki, and Maverick Vinales down in 9th on the Works Yamaha. With Aussie in 10th, the Tech 3 of Hogan 11th. Not a good qualifying for the Yamahas, when the best Yamaha is the Tech 3 of Zarco on the 5th row, and that's despite half of the top 12 being filled with Yamahas. Very disappointing. As you've got Cal Crutcho in 6th, Jorge Lorenzo in 4th, and then on the front row it's Marc Marquez. I told you how to get in the 41s, 41.6. 3/10 of a second faster than Andrea Dovizioso on the Ducati. And then Danny Pedrosa on the front row as well, just pipping Lorenzo's old rival by 200ths of a second. So what can the Elusive Twins do after making it into the top 12? Can they have a good start, unlike last time out? As we look at the grid, and you can see Dovi not very happy at being second. Joe's very happy being in the front row though, but for the first time out we see Magnum and Blue still on the same page on the starting grid. Looking further back, see Rins, Rabat, Barrett and Bradley Smith on the special row.
The warm-up lap complete then. The riders have taken up their positions on the starting grid, and the Grand Prix of Catalunya about to get underway.
There we go, we've got a good view of the first corner, long run to the first corner as well. So if McDonald can get a good start, getting some slipstream, you never know what he could be. As the lights go out for the 7-lap race. It's already trying to jump ahead of Vinales, of Iannone, trying to make it through the second row as well, past the first row maybe. Braking slightly early as there goes Iannone around the outside, and he gets into Maverick. Well, he makes it past Lorenzo's drop back. Poor start. Okay, normally he's so good at starts. McDonald battling with, is that Volga? No, it needs to be Zarco, but he goes around the outside, and look at this, the Honda's battling for 5th and 6th. Marcus ahead of Pedrosa now, but they've dropped back, and look at Iannone up to 2nd. What a start, and there's our teammate in 3rd ahead of Dovi. So he finally gets the break right into the left-handers. Pedrosa wants to have a go, but none of that, and the Finn's up to 2nd, past Iannone. As I believe we've got Crutcho leading on the LCR Honda. And there's Marquez. Don't do your Kota, Mark. Stay back. And the Finn leads ahead of Crutchlow. Can he grab his first win in MotoGP? You've seen McDonald have all the glory so far, but he has certainly got him matching with Scott in the last couple of races. Definitely is right up there as Ian only dropping back to 5th now as McDonald gets by. Behind his teammate leading at the end of this first lap. Crutchlow 2nd. Dovey in 3rd, fastest at 46.8. As we come to the end of the straight, looks like Dovey trying to make the move. Fast Crutchlow into 2nd. It's Yamaha, Ducati, Honda, Yamaha. Then Suzuki still in 5th from Rivianoni. Dre does want to drop back this race. That'd be a superb result in that Suzuki if he manages to keep it up there. Here we go. We've got the teammate at the front of Sandwich. Got McDonald at the back. How are they going to handle the fill-in? Looks like McDonald trying to make the move already. As Dobby makes it past the Finn into the lead. And here comes McDonald past the Finn as well. Not quite at all. Crutchlow very aggressive around the outside. But Dobby could get away maybe on that Ducati, just like he did in real life in this race. And that stages pulled the pin, and Andrea was unbeatable in his race a few months ago. Could be a very different story here though. The pin is right on the tail. Crutchlow being very annoying in 3rd. Hogging that race in 9. Does McDonald want to make the move? He's thinking back to his Moto2 days of making the move on Quartararo there, which ended in tears and backing out of it. Oh, but gets to run on Crutchlow out of the hairpin, which is gain, should I say. Almost had it on the hairpin beforehand. We're going on to the 3rd lap. It's Elusive 2nd and 3rd. Dovey's upsetting the party here. We're on the thing, got the team up on the Ducati. He's a lone wolf there. Teammates can work together here. Crutchlow still in 4th. McDonald going for the wide line. You can see the Finn's got a good run. And Dovey. Tyre wear's not bad either, Nick, in the bottom right. Expected to be a bit worse. There we go. They're virtually on top of each other. They're pushing each other through the corner. All right on the back with the Finn. Looking to make the move. Not just on him, but on Dovey. And he does, into the lead. Goes McDonald and the Finn's up to 2nd. We've got Elusive 1-2. For the first time in MotoGP. McDonald half a second ahead of the Finn already. Where to dispose of the Ducati. We go through camp, so onto the back straight. Now McDonald. Can he actually manage this race? Just like Perez. Done the hard part. Now can he actually manage the tyres unlike Perez? Says, oh, Dovey's up into 2nd of the Finn. Don't want that. Dovey, I normally like you, but for once, can you just like finish back off? Finish 3rd. That'd be nice. To go into this section. I do hate this section. Oh, and Dovey's going for the win. He's not heeding the call at all. Does he go on to the 4th lap? Oh, getting the back end out. Not the final corner. 43.5 for McDonald, but Dovey with that Ducati power has got the slipstream in towards the 1st corner. Oh, very good on the brakes though. Holds that lead. Over the Finn can stick with us as well. Because if Dovey gets called out by McDonald, you never know. Finn could sneak by. Not saying team tactics or anything. Going to this middle section. For some of these corners, you just got to chuck the bike at it. And hope you haven't gone too quickly into the corner. Like this left-hander coming up, which we've seen McDonald mess up a couple of times in qualifying. He's been much better in the race. Look at that, he's got over a 2nd lead on Dovey. He's checking out. And so halfway through this race. McDonald, he likes Spain, doesn't he? Fantastic in Jerez. Once again in Catalonia doing well. Aragon, definitely got the speed round there, but not his favourite place. Might be one of the few circuits McDonald hasn't actually won at, off the top of my memory. Because in Moto3 he got close so many times, but never achieve the victory, did he? Gonna have to rack my memory yet. And there's not a lot of memory up there, so it's gonna be difficult. That should be fast. As we go on to the 5th lap, McDonald 42-1. He's saying goodbye to the rest. 2-second lead on Dovi. Finn still in 3rd though. It still could be the first double podium for Elusive. Oh, and there goes to Finn. That's it. 1-2 once again. Now Dovi, you can knock back off. Just hold on to 3rd. It's still a podium. Still making up some points in the championship. No, it's still win-win for everyone in the top 3. Look at the tyre wear, just half worn are the tyres. This is very good on the 5th lap. It's not like Jerez at all. As Will does some dirt tracking. No, Dovi, what are you doing? As he takes back 2nd from the Finn. And he's gained around half a second on McDonald. As he got a bit lazy there in that middle sector. Putting some dirt. And some grass. Going on to this back straight. Got to brake so early. He was going just as you get into this gear and moving things down that back straight, you're braking. Look at that Dovi take another couple tenths of a second, but the Finn back through into 2nd. He's not giving up without a fight. So here goes McDonald into this section. Oh, almost losing the back end. Very clumsy through this section, no rhythm at all, not like the rest of the circuit. So we go on to the penultimate lap of the race. McDonald's still leading. Tyre's still okay, weird tyre, a bit more worn than we'd like, and a bit red as well, a bit hot. As old Dobby gets past the Finn again into the 1st corner, using that mighty Ducati power, but the Finn's battling back. If only we had like an exhaust cam looking back or something. Get those gyro cams in. And also in this game, we need to look back at this battle. Get picture in picture. As Dobby's back into 2nd. This is going all the Renzo Rossi behind, isn't it? In Catalunya 2009. 8 years ago now. Back when the Renzo was a young pup. And Rossi is the man at the top. As all McDonald's building that gap again as they're battling behind. Back up to a 2.5 seconds. And they battled like a hell in the final couple of laps. And they got the side at the final corner where Rossi pulled off one of the best moves ever in MotoGP history in the final corner. The final lap. He said he made that move because Lorenzo was concentrating on the optimum line. So there was a door open and Rossi just went for it. He explains that in Valentino Rossi the game, if you play his historic challenges, you actually have to do that as well in that game. Beat Lorenzo. Not quite in that fashion, unfortunately, but still. Great hearing from him out explaining why he made that movement. How he didn't really plan it out, he just had to dive. He knew he had to try and make it. He's going to win. He's gone to the final lap, and Dovi, he's not giving up, and neither the Finn. Back past again. Just like the previous lap. And McDonald with a 2nd lead. I've got plenty of front tyre and rear tyres okay. As he's just been managing the 2nd half of the race. Just admiring what the battling behind probably. Not that he can look over his shoulder or can afford to. Just riding his race. Since that lap, from lap 4 I think it was lap 5, he just broke away by a couple of seconds. We're now 1.6 out of the Finn. Can he hold on ahead of Dovi? Watch out into that final corner. It's all turning a bit too early into camp, so that was clumsy from McDonald. Making sure he doesn't spin out that rear tyre though, look at it. Almost gone. Still 1.2 seconds out of the Finn. Just been managing this gap, and oh, Dobby into second. What are you doing, Ducati? Why are you breaking elusive hearts? As we go into this final clumsy section, oh, McDonald again losing the front. Almost losing the rear. That's a good line through that section. He really is snail pacing it to the finish, isn't he? As he gets on the power now. And crosses the line, McDonald for another victory, another win in Spain as well in MotoGP. As nicking behind, who grabs second? Where's our teammate? 6th. What did you do, Finn? As McDonald wins ahead of the Vizioso. Marquez in third, just ahead of Crutcher. Lorenzo 5th. The Finn in 6th. What happened on that final lap? With Scott Redding, a superb 7th on the Pramac Ducati, ahead of the factory Yamaha of Vinales. With Noni holding on to a top 10 for his best finish of the season, I believe, on that Suzuki. Great job from the Italian after that super start. And Alicia Spargo up to 10th on the Aprilia. We've got strange results this race, with Rossi outside the top 10 in 11th on the Yamaha. You don't often say that about the Doctor. Then you've got Petrucci in 12th, Battista in 13th, Folger in 14th, and Lois Braz grabs the final point by 8 tenths of a second ahead of Alex Wins. Nicking further down, Danny Petroza in 19th, Sarko in 20th. But still, you've got Bradley Smith and Sam Lowe's at the back. As in the championship, Maverick Lars still leads, but by just 8 points ahead of Rossi. He actually extends his lead, doesn't he, over Rossi, with Marquez just 10 points back now on the Honda. 20 points back is Dovi on Ducati, and here comes McDonald, 31 points back in 5th. It's very close between the top 5, just like in real life, of course. And then we have Danny Pedrosa in 6th, 68 points back, 37 points behind McDonald already. Then Crotcho's up to 7th, equal in points with the Finn, but ahead due to Bobby Best's result. And then we've got Lorenzo in 9th with 50 points, Petrucci in 10th and 47th, and Zarco in 11th with 41. Look at that, just 15 points separate the next 6 riders. Incredibly close, 17 points separate the next 7 with Scott Redding in 12th. Looking further down, Ian in 13th. Alicia Spargo up to 14th ahead of Jonas Folger, and Alvaro Bautista up to 16th ahead of Loris Baz by a single point. 19 riders scored so far this season, just Barbera, Rabat, Abraham, Espargo, Lowe's and Smith yet to score. As in the constructors stand, it's Yamaha by 48 points ahead of Honda, Ducati in 3rd, Suzuki 4th, Korea 5th, KTM with zilch. And in the teams rankings, it is the Yamaha team by 70 points ahead of the Repsol Honda team. Then Ducati in 3rd by just 7 points ahead of Elusive. It's getting so close between the pair for that battle for 3rd. And then Pramac in 5th ahead, the Tech 3 in 6th, LCR 7th, Suzuki 8th, Aspar ahead of Avintia for 10th, with Aprilia 9th, Mark VDS in 12th, and the factory KTM team yet to score. As yes, very happy McDonald as Dovi and Marquez wonder how they didn't win this, especially for Dovi. It was just McDonald surfing that wave, that flow around the circuit. As we've on 2005 Shinya Nakano. That's Kazaki Nakano, that's favourite Nakano, that's best Nakano. Did love the Japanese rider growing up, being a fan of Kawasaki and MotoGP, slightly because they were the underdogs, you know, that British sensibility of loving the underdogs. And yeah, I did love Nakano as well. He was probably Kawasaki's best rider during their period in MotoGP. And yeah, the Japanese rider didn't quite achieve what perhaps deserved in MotoGP, in my opinion, but still, fantastic rider growing up. And sadly, perhaps still best remembered for that crash at Mugello down the front stretch at 190 miles per hour and being able to walk away from it. Insane. But in this race, superb for McDonald. And we see what happened to the Finn. He crashed. Oh, that's heartbreak for the Finn on that final lap. As he started 7th, finished in 6th, just missed out on the objective of finishing in the top 5. Well, for McDonald, definitely achieved his objective of winning that race. As in Moto2, Andrea once again battling hard up to 23rd from 33rd. Well, for Alejandro, he got better on that pace in it, so it started in 23rd, but in the race, still falling backwards down to 31st. Well, in Moto3, Nuku is standing out. That's Swede once again. Started second, finished second. Smashed the race objective up to 8th in the championship. While for Omar, he's getting better. Started 30th, finished 29th, just outside of his race objective, finishing in the top 25. So definitely is improving. Omar has improved his body position, while for the Swede improves his braking and cornering. Alejandro improves every single part from his body position, and for Andre he just improves the infinity. For McDonald he improves his cornering body position, everything up to 97 at least. Incredible. Well, for the thing he improves every single part from his body position, as we earn a decent amount of credits and reputation. And we end the episode with an activity. You can do a marketing campaign, earn extra credit bonus to achieve the sponsor's objectives by 100% in the next race. Agreement with the airline, make management costs come to nothing. For the next race transfer, do an autograph session 525 reputation, nope. Or go to the gym, improve our riders' coordination, which improves their body position ability by 100 XP. And we don't really need the credits, we've got over 7 million of them. So I think we're just going to improve the riders once again. It's just this period we just need to focus on improving the riders. So let's improve the body position ability. And let's go to the garage and do some R&D. Look at that, all 3 workshops are available. So let's improve the Yamaha's frame. And the suspension on the Yamaha. And I believe that'll be maxing it out, won't it? And that will take 8 weeks. And then for the KTM or the Calyx, let's look at the Calyx. Of course, can't improve the engine. Let's improve the brakes again, and that will take 6 weeks. So next time I'll be heading to the Cathedral, the classic TT Circuit Assen in the Netherlands. Again, another kind circuit to McDonald. But can the Finn also back up his team leader and get a fantastic podium result next time out? Can the Moto2 pair achieve something? And can the Swede continue his impressive form, maybe break through and grab that inaugural Moto3 win? Find out next time. Thanks for watching. I'll see you then.